Freddie Kitchens wore that shirt that said Pittsburgh started it out to a movie. Someone took a picture of it. And he said after that, I realize it's not a great look, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, he's going to be asked about it after they find a way to lose to a guy who's really their fourth-string quarterback.
Yes.
Devlin Hodges is their fourth-string quarterback because they started with Joshua Dobbs. They traded him away. And then they had Mason Rudolph, and then he got hurt because Ben was out. So, really, you're talking about your fourth-string quarterback there. And they lay an egg. It's the only other way to describe it. They lay an egg in every way, shape, and form.
Did the shirt cause anything on the field? No, it did not. I mean, Freddie Kitchens is absolutely right, but I just don't understand why you wear it. I know you said
go down that road?
You wore it for your daughter and you tried to cover it up. You took a picture of the fan and they could see the shirt and it blah, blah, blah got out. It just, you know what it does? It kind of encapsulates that team.
Correct.
Just kind of not doing the right thing, you know? And, again, his didn't cause anything on the field, but the players, let's say it, they're an undisciplined team. They just are.
They lead the league in penalties.
Now Pittsburgh had twice as many penalties yesterday as the Browns. Pittsburgh had 10 and Cleveland had 5. But we've seen it all year from them, wildly inconsistent and undisciplined. And it's just a move you just don't want to see from your head coach.
You know what? And you don't want to see it in this situation with your head coach. It's one thing. And I think if honestly the Browns were every bit of the team that we had expected them to be this year, and they're contending for the division with Baltimore and doing all these great things in year 2, and this Pittsburgh incident happens and Freddie wears this out, it's something that plays a lot better. Because on the other side, you're right. The difference between player and coach doing this requires that underneath it. You saw, half the Pittsburgh team was decked out in free Pouncey stuff.
Shirts,
One of their DBs had a shirt with a Pittsburgh jersey person peeing on a person wearing a Cleveland Browns jersey.
Correct.
So it all is a lot different when you're the players that go out there and have to cash the checks that you're writing.
Yeah, the fish rots from the head down, okay? And our pal Ryan Russillo, who now works for The Ringer, had what I thought was a perfect tweet to encapsulate the Cleveland Browns. And I'm quoting, "I'd like to hear nothing from the Browns for the rest of the season. You made shirts, talked, and then lost to a third-string quarterback. And technically, it's actually a fourth-string quarterback, which makes it even worse." And let's take it one step further. Diana Rossini did a great job, as she always does a great job. She spoke to a Browns coach as they were an unnamed coach, as they were walking into Pittsburgh. And this is what she said. Where can I find it? She said, "I talked to one coach about the Browns' mood coming into the building, and essentially they said this is like Auburn and Alabama. The hate that's here right now. The Steelers think they are kings of the North? ? That's changing today. And you know what the Steelers said? Hold my beer."
With our fourth-string quarterback. Yeah. And listen, Cleveland had a 10-zip lead in this game about halfway through the second quarter. Then all of a sudden it's tied up 10-10 at halftime, and Duck Hodges leads him to a win, a 7-point win. Baker Mayfield had the injury at the end of the first half. His hand hit the helmet of a defensive player. Had to wear a glove in the second hand. We have no idea if that affected him or not. But, yeah, it's a whole lot of talk and bravado for a team that had a lot put on them, albeit by the media, but they bought into it as well. And that's okay. That's okay for players buying into
if you win, it
something
doesn't matter.
Coming in because they finished the season well. They brought in other talent. It was all looking positive for them. And from that standpoint, they certainly will be the first to say they haven't lived up to it by any stretch of the imagination.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.